for Dr. Sekwasi, because you mentioned that you're also dealing with migrant communities as well. And that's one of the communities that we who live in Africa, we look to as the diaspora. And we look out for them, we want their remittances and so on. I wonder whether there's anything in terms of solutions, the problem and solutions.
So the problem isn't any different, this nutrition transition we are seeing, the dietary transitions. There's a study that was conducted by a group of researchers led by Charles Agyemang in the Netherlands. He compared Ghanaians living in 3 European cities, London, Amsterdam, and Berlin, and compared them with Ghanaians living in rural and urban Ghana. And he realized that, well, the studies showed that these things we are talking about, were happening. The trend was higher as you went to the more urbanized area. So it was people were eating more processed foods, more animal protein foods here in the West, as you would expect, as compared to urban Ghana, and then as compared to rural Ghana. So I went on to do some qualitative studies to try and understand, what were the drivers of these behaviors. Now, a lot of the Ghanaians I spoke to told me, because they were better off now, they wanted to eat more animal protein. Most of them had come from places where it was difficult at the time to be able to have enough meat on your plate. So now that they found themselves in better economic position, they were eating more of those animal proteins. One striking finding is the fact that they still maintained their traditional diets. So again, they were not succumbing to fast foods, the street food, as in the case of the majority UK population. Within the Ghanaian community that I've studied, people were still eating their traditional diets, except they were including a lot more of the proteins and all of these things that are, eating in excess could give us problems. So your question was about solutions. The problem is not that they are eating out of home. They are eating their own foods, So this is where my research is now going to focus on. I have just put in an application to work with the communities. I'm focusing on West African immigrants. We do know the issues. People know. That's why I said education doesn't work, because people are aware. So I feel like we need to move away from that deficit approach, which is what we tend to do, telling people to eat healthy and to cook healthier meals. Everybody knows the importance of eating healthy meals. We don't know what works, to be honest, within the ethnic minority population. So what we are trialing now is I've just had a PhD studentship to look at positive deviance. So within the community, the immigrant community, who are the people doing things well, right? Beyond those, because they all experience the same issues. All of them tend to live in poorer areas, but there will be some people who are able to overcome these challenges. So I am now trying to learn from those people, because I want to make a difference. And I know that that difference should come from all levels, policy levels, government levels. And so at my own, small level, I want to try and understand what is working right within these immigrant communities, and possibly use that to develop interventions, or put that into policies for government to follow. But at the moment, I can't tell you that I know of anything that works for the immigrant population. They're still on that trajectory we are observing across the world, and it's really bad, affecting their health in a negative way.